Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for a quick lesson on evaluating functions in context. So let me first jump over this. So this is the assignment we're going to be working with. It's just called evaluating functions in context. But there is this a separate piece of paper that I have where we're just kind of using it to get at what the heart of what's going on. So let's say we have this beautiful function. I mean, a graph. It's a thing that shows some data stuff. And it's about hiking Death Mountain. And what you're tasked with doing today is not only just evaluating a function, but trying to identify what that means in the context of the problem. So you get an answer, you have to tell me what it means in the context. So let's say we're gonna answer these questions here about things based off this function here. So first one, what does the x represent? Well, the x-axis is here. It's representing hours. It says right there. So we got hours. You know, if I had good penmanship today. What does h of x represent? Well, h of x is remember that's a y value. So you go to your y-axis here, and that's going to represent the elevation in meters. So we got elevation, and I'm just going to put meters, because it is in meters. Okay, what does h of 100 represent in this context? Well, you have to remember that h of x is a y value, but the thing inside the parentheses is an x value. So h of x is a y value. The x itself is, well, an x value. And so when you're explaining what it means in context, you got to actually say both of those things. So h of 100, this x, the 100 value there is an x value. And then h of 100 would be the y value at that x value. So we're going to write that, but use the words from the context to say it. So in this case, h of x is going to represent your elevation. So it's the elevation. Elevation. Make sure I know how to spell. At, and then you got this x value here, x value of 100 at 100 hours. Okay, so it's the elevation at the x value is 100. So, question 4, was h of 100 equal to? Remember, to do that, you got to go to your x value of 100, and then you got to go up or down to find your function. In this case, it's going up. And you come here, and we got this value here, which comes out to be 1700. So, h of 100, let me do capital H, equals 1700, or 1700 meters in that case. Okay, and last part, when you interpret what that whole thing means in context, well, this says h of 20 is 15, h of 120 is 1500, 100 is 1500, yeah, that matches. Okay, so remember, this part is an x value, this is a y value, and since it tells us it equals 1500, that lets us know the y value equals 1500. So we're going to convert that statement of h of 120 equals 1500, and we're going to replace it with words from the context. So h of 120, just like over here, would be the elevation at 120 hours. And now we're going to say what it is. I'm going to put is 1500. And we should put meters on there because, you know, it's in meters instead of feet or something like that. So we got is 1500 meters. I'll even write out the word. That is what's going on in your assignment. You're taking some sort of context. You got to do a little bit of evaluating, but then you have to say what it means in the context of the problem. Remember, the number in the parentheses is the x value, which in this case is how many hours it's been. And then the h of x or f of x, whatever, is representing the variable that depends on it. You gotta say what that means. So let's go to the actual assignment, and we're going to just do a couple of these together so you can get a better feel for it here. So first thing we need to do on all these is do a little bit of evaluating. So we gotta get r of 4. Remember that this is the x value, so you're going to take it and put it where the x's are. So it's going to be 52 times 2 to the 4th power up there. I'm going to put in parentheses because when you substitute in, you put it in parentheses. So now I got 52. Well, let me just, you know, use a calculator and get this figured out. Alright, I'm going to plug this in. Sorry, brain tired. And so I gotta use my calculator. 52 times 2 to the 4th power. is 832. So we got r of 4 equals 832. So now we got to answer part B. What does the solution A mean in this context? You mean they had to read the thing? Yeah. You got to come up here and read what the heck is going on. So the rabbit population per month doubles. The following function models their population. Okay, so we got per month. That's our x value. Usually, if there's time involved, that's the x value that you're dealing with. And then we got rabbit population is changing per month. Hey, that means the rabbit population is what the r of x, it's the y value, what it stands for. And so this means the rabbit population, this means it is 832, and this part tells us that's after 4 months, because x is the number of months. And so that means the rabbit population at 4 months, months is 832. Booyah, there we go. Got it. 832. All right, next one. Let's jump to number 4, just because I want to do another exponential one, just so you guys can see it, get used to putting things in your calculator again. So we need to plug in s of 10. It's going to be 2,500 times 1.06. That stays the same. And then we got this x value of 10. Once again, I'm going to put it in parentheses. 10 goes where all the x's are. So you're used to that. So s of 10, once again, calculators are awfully good at this thing, so go ahead and plug it in. You can pause the video and see if you can get it right. Okay, this one, you get 4,477.119, I'm going to round this to the second decimal place, so it's going to be this. And since I did that, I'm going to turn this equals into an approximately. Yeah, if you have to round things, you need to put approximately, to more accurately communicate what we've done. So we got this. Now we have to explain what it means in this context. Well, we got this number 4 up here. You got to read the words. The amount of money Kate has in her college savings account being multiplied by the function blah, 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 blah. Oh, man. This is why I wanted to go over it. So this situation, it tells you how much money is in a bank account. So that's S of X. This is the amount of money in the savings account. Okay, but this does not tell you what the X represents, and so we're going to make some assumptions here. Usually bank accounts change as the years go on, especially if you're looking at this 1.06, that would be a 6% increase, and we're going to assume that happens every year instead of every month. Every month would be too much to be normal, but yearly kind of growth just across all stocks and stuff. 6% is like a reasonable amount of growth. It's good growth, but it's within the realms of reasonable. And so we're going to say this X here is going to be years, and that's just the thing we got to do because Mr. Jones did not flesh out this description well enough. He's got to put years in there some year. Anyway, so there we go. We got X is going to be years. S of X is going to be the same as account, and so this would mean S of 10 is the amount of money in the savings account after 10 years is approximately $4,477.12. So we're going to write that out, with words. The savings account, words account after 10 years has $4,477.12. Ta-da! There we go. We described it. So that's what's going on. You just gotta think, what's the x value? What's the y value in the situation? X is usually time, and then you describe it with the words, man. Good luck.